have a lot of depth.
Thank you for saying if they make it to the finals, Paul. I feel like sometimes we just fast forward ahead, like, it's a no-brainer, they'll be there. Kyrie Irving arriving earlier today. That's what you're about to see. LeBron James, as you heard, out with a bit of a strep, and that means more for Kyrie. Bulls, Cavs, coming up. More countdown after this. I like the coat.
NBA Countdown on ABC, presented by Straight Talk Wireless. Best phones, best networks, half the cost. And in part by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The new iPhone 7 now runs on Straight Talk. So you can take and share pictures any time of day. With a network that helps you save the day for half the cost.
Let's go one more time. Here we go.
Get an iPhone 7. Unlimited plans with 5 gigs of high-speed data start at just $45 a month on America's largest, most dependable 4G LTE networks. Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart. We've done well in life. With help from our advisor, we made it through many market swings. Sure, we could travel, take it easy, but we've never been the type to just sit back. Not when we've got so much more to give. When you have the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise.
As dawn breaks across this majestic land, Subway is preparing to embark on the Footlong Fest, a foot-long promotion of mammoth-sized proportions, where a mere $6 gets you any footlong crafted by these captains of culinary delights. An endless cavalcade of premium subs, any footlong on the menu for just $6. So keep chopping, Linda.
Okay.
Because the $6 Subway Footlong Fest is upon us, and we're ready for you, America.
Your relentless pursuit of perfection, your countless hours of preparation, all comes down to this moment when the clock is ticking down and it's all on the line. So, this is your time.
You could spend your entire life seeking a moment like this. Best not to spend your entire bank account.
Find a lower price and we'll match it, plus $50 off your next trip.
Travelocity. Wander wisely.
We believe the best light beer to have with friends is the original light beer. Always brewed with more taste and half the carbs of Bud Light. Miller Lite, the original light beer.
There's only one thing you need to know about ABC's Oscars Sunday. From GMA to Robin, Michael, and Lara on the red carpet to movie's biggest show.
And the Oscar goes to...
Music's hottest names perform, and movie stars go for the gold.
Thank you so very much.
Jimmy Kimmel hosts the Oscars.
What could possibly go wrong?
Then it's live from Hollywood, the after party with Anthony Anderson. Oscars Sunday, live tomorrow on ABC. Welcome back to NBA Countdown, presented by Straight Talk Wireless.
Welcome back to Countdown. I hate to do this. I hate to bring up old stuff.
No, bring up old
Thursday,
stuff.
Draymond Green and our guest, Paul Pierce, had a bit of a trash-talking thing going on. So here it is one more time.
Chasing that farewell tour, they don't love you like that. You can't get no farewell tour, they don't love you like that. You got that type of love.
I wanted you to do a 6-minute diss track. That did not happen. So let me ask you this. What, on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you giving his trash talk game?
That's about a 3. I've been doing that for a long time. The likes of Kevin Garnett. Obviously, I grew up watching Gary Payton, hearing him. So that's light.
Could you even hear Draymond the other night?
No, I couldn't even hear him. But this is how it all started. Blake Griffin posted him up, got a foul, and I was just pretty much like, you can't guard. He gonna give it to you all night. You're not that good. You only good because you got your other Steph Curry KD and Klay Thompson around. That's the only reason you get recognition. And so, I'm trying to spark my team with the trash talk. Go out there, emotional leader, and give my guys some confidence. And that's when you heard him say what he said. And now, when I'm on the sideline, I couldn't hear him. People talk about, you responded late. So when I got home, I see all this on social media. I'm like, oh, okay. That's when I went to my Twitter and said what I said.
Okay, here's what I don't get. Trash talk. This is one of the enjoyable parts of sport that separates basketball from the other sports.
Right.
Great trash talk, whether that was great or not is another story. But why is this a big deal, Paul? This is all that great trash talk was elevated to art form for years. Now it's taboo. You're not supposed to do it anymore?
Well, let me tell you something. It is a big deal today because trash talking is dead. You got to look at this generation. This generation didn't grow up playing basketball in the parks, in the playground, where trash talk originated. These guys grew up playing AAU ball against their friends, playing with their friends, and they all became cool. And it's translating onto the NBA circuit.
It's boring.
That's what I say.
Right?
I agree.
Is that why we see a lot of this stuff get taken to Twitter, Instagram after the fact?
That's the new trash talk.
Right.
Going to Twitter, it's not up in your face with it anymore. There's only a certain few that probably talk trash. Maybe out of 400 players, maybe one or two. And
so you started it. You're telling us that you started it, and what we heard was him responding.
That was him responding.
Can I
have
say
no
this?
problem with it, though.
I was so disappointed. I'm actually glad we're hearing this, because I was so disappointed in you, because I thought, how did he not hear him to respond? And then I thought, well, maybe he just didn't respond. But now that I know you couldn't hear him, it's a whole different story.
One of the coolest things, people should get a refund who have expensive seats. One of the great things for decades was hearing artful trash talk.
Right.
And Paul is an extension of that. I don't want to call him old. I'm not going to do that. But it is a generational thing. And so now we get to the point where maybe Draymond can help revive it.
I was going to say,
maybe he's got a spirit of an older guy. He can help.
Maybe he grew up playing in the playgrounds. He didn't play AAU ball. I mean, he certainly carries himself like that. He doesn't have friends on the court, and I'm okay with that. He's their emotional leader. There's nothing wrong with it as long as it's within the confines of the game and nothing personal.
If you could give us a number of the existing trash talkers still in the league, how many are we thinking?
You got me, even though I'm on the sideline. Probably Draymond. Oh, man, it's tough to find them out there, man. It's dead.
Seriously?
It's dead. It's dead.
I'm trying to think of
the
some guys.
The Spurs have old guys. They don't talk. Did Ginobili talk?
No.
Tony Parker?
No,
was Tim Duncan quietly saying anything?
No. I mean, people love the trash talk because it ignites the rivalry. That was the fun thing about the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. It ignited the rivalry. You see guys talking to each other, jawing at each other. The one clip of me in Boston talking to Al Harrington, that gets you going. That's the type of stuff people like to watch. I mean, as long as you guys are within the confines, like I said, it's not personal.
Okay, so
his mother.
Where is that line? Oh, so basically
you don't talk about a wife, a family member, or nothing. You keep it within the confines of the game.
I think I'd be bad at trash talking, Lobon.
I don't know, Michelle.
I think I'd cross the line. Russell Westbrook? I feel like Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook, he doesn't talk much. He intimidates you with his play and how fiery. He's a fiery competitor.
This art form cannot die.
No.
It cannot.
Gotta be revived.
Make something happen. No All-Star game for D-Wade this year, so we got a little R&R with his old buddy Chris Bosh. Not too bad. Legs looked spry last night. Had a nice dunk. Let's see how he fares in his second of a back-to-back. Bulls Cavs coming up.
NBA Countdown is brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. If you're tired of paying for an expensive wireless plan, it's time for Straight Talk. Best phones, best networks, up to half the cost.
The goalie has studied every one of your shots. She knows you're going for her left corner. She even teases you calling the shot. But her legs are the ones trembling, not yours. Time to shine. Orbit. Before you set out, you plan to capture every moment. But what you really can't plan for is when the moment captures you.
reached at 3 a.m. and needed something to eat, there was always someplace serving up chicken and waffles, dinner and breakfast in one meal. Well, honey, in the spirit of this fine tradition, say hello to my amazing Popeye's chicken waffle tenders. 3 tenders with a crispy waffle coating, a side biscuit, and honey maple sauce for just $5. You don't have to play the blues until 3 a.m. to get my chicken waffle tenders. You can get them right now. Love that chicken from Popeye.
What are you doing? It's 11 p.m.
I can explain.
You should be out there disappointing your father. I need to clean this place up.
Bloopy. Bad judgment and bloopy. Hunger keeps inventing new problems, so we invented Snickers Crisper.
If we ever want to be free, we have to stop hiding. When We Rise chronicles the personal and political struggles of a group of young people who decided they had to stand up for themselves and for their families. We're more similar than you think. What's important to you is probably important to me, which is that we can care for our children and that we can leave the world a little bit better than we found it.
You have shown me what love looks like.
When We Rise, an original television event, begins Monday 9, 8 Central on ABC.
That's it.
Did you know 90% of couples disagree on mattress firmness? Fortunately, there's a bed where you both get what you want every night. Enter Sleep Number in the ultimate Sleep Number event going on now. Sleep IQ technology tells you how well you slept and what adjustments you can make. She likes the bed soft. He's more hardcore. So your sleep goes from good to great to wow. Only at a Sleep Number store. Right now, save 50% on the ultimate limited edition bed. Sale ends Sunday. Go to sleepnumber.com for a store near you.
There's nothing like a President's Day weekend road trip in a new Volkswagen. Except maybe a President's Day weekend road trip in a new Volkswagen after getting a $500 bonus. Right now, you can get a President's Day bonus on a new 2017 Jetta or Passat. Hurry in, and you can lease this 2017 Jetta S for just $149 a month, plus a $500 President's Day bonus.
Take a daring leap back in time to the premiere of Circus 1903, the golden age of circus, live on stage March 8th through 12th at the Box Center Wang Theater. Tickets on sale now.
Jimmy, who do you like for technical achievement in foreign films?
A foreigner? I don't know. I didn't study that category. My plan with this Oscar broadcast, I'm going to handle it like Tom Brady handled the Super Bowl. I'm going to tank the monologue. It's going to be a disaster. People will be tweeting, oh my God, this is horrible. He'll probably be fired. But then halfway through the show, I'm going to come back so strong. It will be a legendary performance that people will be talking about for 20, 30, maybe 50 years.
Or minutes.
Or even less.
Tanking the monologue. Yes, I like that. Don't miss the Oscars. Hosted, of course, by Jimmy Kimmel tomorrow here on ABC. And meantime, NBA on ESPN continues Wednesday at 8. Good games. Cavs Celtics, followed by Rockets Clippers. Things will get started with NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern. All right, we're counting down to Bulls Cavs. And despite the fact that he is this team's best player, Jimmy Butler was linked to a whole bunch of potential deals right up until the deadline. Here he is on the uncertainty.
I think feelings are different for everybody, to tell you the truth. For me, I don't think about it, because whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You can't control it. You don't make that deal. You go out there and control what you can control. Try to help your team win games, play to the best of your abilities. And if it just so happens you get traded, then you got to suit up and play for the next team.
So these are mixed messages. Before the season, you signed Wade and Rondo, and we're thinking, oh, there's a plan. Now you're talking about getting rid of your best player. What is the deal?
What's the deal in Chicago?
It's like completely with the Bulls.
Depression is the deal. And implosion is a deal. And this is the building, Michelle, falling finally. And this goes back for a while. And Paul's on the other end of what started with the Bulls back in 2009. You draft Derrick Rose. You already have Joakim Noah. You get lucky. You do a great job on draft night. And you get Jimmy Butler, even when you've been in the conference finals. And you build a team with Tom Thibodeau that you think is going to take on LeBron James. At least take him on for a number of years. Try to eclipse them. You add pieces here and there. The Bulls against LeBron James in that time 25-25. No team is close to having that kind of 500 record against LeBron James, whether he was in Miami or Cleveland, except the Bulls.
Right.
And so now with the injuries to Derrick Rose, the injury and the defection of Noah, you're seeing that they're finally just slumping their shoulders, and what do we do next? And I think that's a big problem now, Paul. What do they do next? You would have done this differently, wouldn't you?
Definitely. See, I don't really understand what the Bulls did, because you trade Rose, Noah, and then recently you let go of Todd Gibson and McDermott. But then before that, you bring in Wade and Rondo. So it's like, are we rebuilding, or are we treadmilling? You know, what are we trying to do? Are we trying to push the needle, or are we just trying to keep fans in the stands?
Well, I think that's part of it. Here's the phrase that you've heard a lot around that organization and in Chicago: we don't want to be Philly. And
Really?
so it's a management team and a group that looks at the 76ers, and they don't want to be irrelevant for 5 or 6 seasons, which is what has happened in Philly and Orlando and a few other places. So that's not what they want. And you got some factors in there too, just competitive locally. You got the Blackhawks winning 3 championships. You've got the Cubs now. These teams are relevant, and the Bulls didn't want to be irrelevant. And they thought by getting Wade and coupling him with Rondo and Jimmy Butler that they were going to be a top 4 team in the East this year. And all of a sudden, that doesn't work. I think also you have Fred Hoiberg, who you promised one set of guys. He doesn't get that set, and is probably a mismatch. So I just think this is now the realization that, you know what, that era, that window, shut, closed, locked. Rose, Noah, all of them, Jimmy Butler is the last link.
So why
Tibbs
didn't they do
gone.
something? Why didn't they?
Well, I truly believe they should have traded Jimmy Butler, got a high draft pick, because I think after this year, Wade has an opt-out. The way things have gone for Rondo, they probably won't do his extension or his player option, his team option. So where does that leave them? You know, you have Jimmy Butler to try to build around, or you trade him and you go young. You start with a draft pick who has potential, but possibly some other young players, and you start over.
So straight up.
That's the back and forth, the yin and yang that's going on there.
From the bottom, it's time to find your own lane. Brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors. Kyrie Irving, flat out great scorer, handles the give guys flat tires, and might even say he makes opponents dance like Michael Flatley. I nailed all those puns.
Wendy's is adding the double stack as an option in the 4 for $4 for a limited time. With a quarter pound of fresh beef, that's a deal so good it should not exist. Like how squirrels should not be able to fly.
What? That's nuts.
A deal so great, it's impossibly good.
Were the judges right in saying we're the best tasting light beer? You be the judge. Spelled different because it's brewed different. You always dreamed of a trip to Athens, Greece. You accidentally booked a flight to Athens, Georgia.
With Travelocity, there's no fee to cancel or rebook most flights within 24 hours.
Travelocity. Wander wisely.
Our AutoZone rewards program is simple. Spend $20 5 times and earn a $20 reward. Oh, look at that. You got a $20 reward.
I needed it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We were so deep. It was the best. Hey, is there a shower here?
Got a sink and some hand soap.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. I love that guy. Let's get you what you need.
Mind making a run?
I got it.
The 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, with available all-wheel control and a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, starting at $19,795.
Hey! Almost home.
It's ready for any adventure you can imagine. Come in now and get $2,500 cash back with 0% APR for 72 months.
I can't wait for her to have that college experience that I had. The classes, the friends, the independence. And since we planned for it, that student debt is the one experience
I'm glad she'll miss. When you have the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise.
From the Oscar red carpet to the galaxy beyond, Kimmel Let's Fly with Chris Pratt and an exclusive new Guardians trailer. Plus presidential ballroom and George W. Bush, mean tweets with the legendary De Niro and more. Hey, loser! New Kimmel next week on ABC.
Think you can catch the most elusive killer in history?
You mean taxi rip?
Yes, you don't know.
Yeah, not time aerodynamics.
Yet to begin in this age. Time after time. Premieres March 5th, ABC. NBA Countdown on ABC, presented by Straight Talk Wireless. Best phones, best networks, half the cost. And in part by Wendy's, proud sponsor of the 2017 John R. Wooden Player of the Year.
Dwayne Wade, 23 points last night in Phoenix, but there will be no bro hugs tonight because LeBron is out. A lot of strep throat there. That's not good. By the way, it's like I'm a doctor, but I know nothing, and I keep using strep throat in the wrong complete capacity. Anywho, that's tough. Despite the fact that we had a whole Debbie Downer conversation about the Bulls and what they've done this year, they are still 2-0 against the Cavs this season. How do you explain that?
LeBron James. I mean, if you remember back in the day when Miami with D-Wade versus LeBron James, those were the most exciting games. Everyone gets up for LeBron, especially D-Wade. And that's the reason they're 2-0. It's a matchup thing. When D-Wade, even though they're teammates, they won championships together, but before that, they were rivals. And now they're rivals again, and D-Wade gets his team up, especially for LeBron.
So you're looking at Jimmy Butler. I remember the night he was drafted, and he comes in and he knows that he's got one mission as a young player. He said to me that night, I'm not an all-star. It's ironic because now he's a 3-time all-star. I'm not a big scorer. I'm not a big star. They're drafting me to help do whatever I can to chip in and challenge LeBron. And that was when LeBron was still in Cleveland before he had gone to Miami. And it just shows you that the evolution of this, wherever he's gone. And that's why, Jimmy Butler, and now, of course, with D-Wade, will they be less fired up tonight, Paul? Will it not be as big to them because LeBron's not there?
They will be less fired up because, those great players, guys like LeBron, get your juices flowing. So this could be a game that Cleveland could steal without LeBron.
I will say this, and this is a good stat. Thank you, guys. Cleveland 0-8 when 2 of the big 3 are sitting, which would be tonight. So perhaps maybe it won't matter.
Kevin Love's still out, of course.
It could happen. They could even if they got a little bit complacent. But you find out, an hour before the game or so? I'd like to think the juices are still flowing.
Could be.
You're like, no, they're gone.
Bulls need every win they can get right
Bulls
now.
need to win. Cleveland doesn't need this. 4 games still clear of the Celtics in the Eastern Conference, but the Bulls are still scrapping for the 7th spot.
Yeah.
Or something above that.
Or something. Tip-off between the Bulls and Cavs is next. Let's get out to Cleveland. Mike Green, Jeff Van Gundy, Mark Jackson, and Lisa Salters. See you at the half.
Thank you, Michelle, and welcome everyone to Cleveland, Ohio, home of the defending NBA champion Cavaliers. And another sellout crowd expected at Quicken Loans Arena as we continue our NBA Saturday prime time. It's the Cavaliers and the Chicago Bulls. Hello, everyone. Cavaliers once again atop the Eastern Conference. They're the hottest team in the NBA for the month of February. They've been unstoppable. One thing that might stop them, though, is injury or illness, and that's the case tonight. LeBron James out with strep throat. Now, obviously, not one guy can do all the things that LeBron James brings, but Kyrie Irving will have additional responsibility tonight, Mark. What does he need to do for Tyronn Lue and the Cavs?
Well, we already know Kyrie Irving is an elite scorer in this game. What he's doing much better this year is making plays for other guys, assisting, facilitating, and the demand for him to do that tonight only increases in the absence of LeBron James. But it's a task that Kyrie Irving is up for.
They're playing against a Bulls team that's beat them 2 out of 2 this year. A Bulls team that, Jeff, is still very much in the playoff race. They're 7th in the Eastern Conference. And the guy that many thought might be traded at the trading deadline is still their best player, Jimmy Butler. And what he's done since he came into the league to now, it's a great thing in terms of work ethic.
Well, I just love the idea, Mike, of his improvement from his rookie year to now. He's an elite player now through perseverance, hard work, and skill improvement. You see the points scored. He's an elite guy getting to the free throw line. He rebounds, he passes, he defends. He's worked his way to being a great player.
So much responsibility night in and night out for Jimmy Butler at both ends of the floor, but of course he has plenty of help. And as Dwayne Wade continues her first season in Chicago, going up against the Cavaliers, but not against his good buddy LeBron James tonight. So it's the Cavs and the Bulls, and we'll return for the tip-off after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Oh, hi, Tom. You're really stuck in that rut.
What rut? What are you talking about?
It's clearly a rut.
Really? I thought I was in a groove.
Oh, classic rut thinking. I was once in a rut too, but then I tried chicken for breakfast.
I didn't know I could have chicken for breakfast. How long have I been in here?
A long time.
It is a rut. Get out of your breakfast rut with a freshly toasted 300-calorie egg white grill, only at Chick-fil-A. I gotta get out of here.
At AutoZone, we know you don't need an expensive new tool. That's why we loan over 100 specialty tools for free.
Here's your disc brake caliper tool.
That's it? I don't have to buy it?
Yeah, you're all set. Just bring it back when you're done.
Do other people know about this?
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe.
All right. Later.
You forgot your other stuff.
Yes, I did.
Let's get you what you need.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Your relentless pursuit of perfection, your countless hours of preparation, all comes down to this moment when the clock is ticking down and it's all on the line. So, this is your time.
What are you doing? It's 11 p.m.
I can explain.
You should be out there disappointing your father. I need to clean this place up.
Bloopy. Bad judgment and bloopy. Hunger keeps inventing new problems, so we invented Snickers Crisper. These guys have their eyes on the same prize.
It is the greatest achievement possible for humankind.
Thank you so very much. Jimmy Kimmel hosts the Oscars live tomorrow on ABC.
Conquer the weather. Don't let it conquer you. With Lexus all-wheel drive.
Lease the 2017 IS 300 all-wheel drive for $329 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Remember when everything you did was for the fun of doing it? BMW sports activity vehicles are the perfect combination of ample space, dynamic power, and sleek design. It truly is the X, perfect for every adventure. So you can go wherever the fun takes you. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Lease a BMW X5, X-Drive 35i for $619 a month.
Fios is not cable. We're wired differently. So we wired the Wagner's house with 150 meg internet, which means that in the time it takes Mr. Wagner to pour a 20-ounce cup of coffee, Tommy can download 40 songs, and Jan can upload 180 photos. 12 seconds. That's the power of fiber optics. Get 150 meg internet with equal upload and download speeds, TV and phone for just $79.99 per month for the first year. Cable can't offer internet speeds this fast at a price this good. Only Fios can.
It's not just a car. It's your daily treat. The ES and ES Hybrid.
Lease the 2017 ES 350 for $369 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Favorite faces, new places, starting Monday.
Tonight on ABC, it's the Chicago Bulls visiting the Cleveland Cavaliers in an Eastern Conference matchup as we welcome you to NBA Saturday Primetime, presented by Verizon Wireless. The Cavaliers with the best record in the Eastern Conference, but they're without their leader. LeBron James will miss tonight's game with strep throat, as the Cavs will try and go on without him. With more on that, let's welcome in Lisa Salters. Hey, Lisa.
Well, Mike, we found out this morning that LeBron James was sick when he wasn't at the Cavaliers shoot-around. Apparently, he started feeling sick last night. Went to see a doctor today, had some tests done. The swabs came back positive for strep throat. Of course, strep throat, a common bacterial infection, causes sore, scratchy throat. It's also very contagious, spreads easily, so the Cavs are going to have to be careful to make sure that this is something that does not become an issue for the entire team. Mike?
Thank you, Lisa. So he is out of the starting lineups, which are brought to you by Taco Bell. And in the starting lineup for the Chicago Bulls, some changes because they made a trade at the trading deadline. Jaren Grant and Bobby Portis now in the starting lineup with Lopez, Butler, and Wade for Coach Fred Hoiberg. And meanwhile, for the Cavaliers, 36-year-old Richard Jefferson will get his 7th start of the season in place of LeBron James. And Jefferson has been such a terrific addition to this team in his 16th year in the league. This is his 2nd year in Cleveland. And no doubt he'll enjoy getting some extra minutes and getting a chance to start here tonight against Chicago. Hello, everyone. With Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy, and of course, Lisa Salters, Mike Green on hand. 3rd meeting of the season between the two, and the Bulls have won the first 2. And that's with LeBron James playing. Iman Shumpert, first shot of the game won't go, and Grant the rebound. Chicago going to see some of the new players tonight, including Cameron Payne and Joffrey Laverne, 2 players they received from Oklahoma City in their trade. Wade's first shot won't go. Anthony Morrow also in that trade. He might also play as well. Well, perhaps their first minutes with the Bulls. Channing Frye for 3.
You look at this Cavalier team short of LeBron James, and it's easy to fall asleep and expect a layover game if you're the Bulls. But this is a group of players that are champions. They understand how to play the game of basketball. They're going to execute and not beat themselves.
Jimmy Butler misses. The Bulls played last night at home in Chicago. They had to go to overtime before beating the Phoenix Suns, and it was a game they trailed by 11 with 4.5 to go. Came back and won it in OT. Frye tries again. Frye in and out.
Devin Booker missed a free throw with 1.8 seconds. That would have given the lead in regulation.
He hit the first 2. He got fouled on a 3-pointer as Bobby Portis misses, and the Bulls start 0 for 3.
And by the way, you said you could fall asleep. I already have.
No. It's 90 seconds in. Kyrie Irving in and out. Butler grabs it. The Bulls come in with a record of 29-29. They've won their last 3. They've been a good, solid home team. They've struggled on the road. They've lost 3 in a row away from the United Center. Grant tied up. Robin Lopez throws up a brick that time. And Chicago's still without a point. Irving finds Tristan Thompson. Richard Jefferson from the front. A lot of rough shooting to start this one. The 2 teams now combined 1 for 9. Jimmy Butler with plenty of room. Irving the crossover. Gets inside, floats it up, backs it home.
There are a lot of guys on this Cavs team, with all due respect, that need LeBron James to be effective and great. Kyrie Irving is not one of them. He's enhanced by it, but he is a spectacular basketball player that can create his own offense.
Ball knocked away. And Mark, you touched upon this earlier. We've seen him do things like this. But he's not just scoring this year. He's been a much better distributor.
Much better distributor. You see them missing shots early, but he can do this anytime he wants. He is as comfortable as I've ever seen a basketball player in traffic. Trap, 3 guys around him. He has the basketball on the string, and Lopez knocks down the jump.
Robin Lopez might have to shoulder some of the more of the offensive responsibility now that Taj Gibson and Doug McDermott are both traded. Those were the 2 sent to Oklahoma City. Many thought Jimmy Butler might be traded. Obviously, many teams were interested. Kyrie Irving's jump shot off the mark. Lopez tips it. Butler comes up with it. Wade to Lopez. Lopez spins. Throws up a wild shot. Channing Frye the rebound. Chicago now 1 for 7. Irving finds Channing Frye. Gets inside. Trying to draw some contact. Ball tipped and taken by Grant. Quick outlet to Butler. Grant steps up, tries the 3, and nails it. Aaron Grant now
the starting point guard, Rajon Rondo, coming off the bench. Good play by Butler, taking the double team and being a willing passer, finding Grant an open jumper. Shumpert catch and shoot. A lot of short shots early. Are you still awake? How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm just waiting for the game to start.
You're allowed to chime in. Wade, scoop shot won't go, but he got foul bumped by Shumpert, so he'll go to the line. The trade, and there weren't that many, and certainly a lot of the big names didn't go, but Chicago getting LeBron, Morrow, and Cameron Payne, paying the key to the deal for the Bulls. Meanwhile, Taj Gibson, Doug McDermott, and a second-round pick. Two excellent pickups from Oklahoma City fitting in what they want to do. Overall, your thoughts on the trade, Jeff?
Oh, I like what Oklahoma City did. They desperately needed shooting. And Taj Gibson, he can start right away, and McDermott can add to their greatest weakness, which is shooting. I like Laverne. So Cameron Payne may have been the impetus for the trade, but I like Laverne the best.
Well, for me, if Oklahoma City got better, you got two of the top 7 players for the Chicago Bulls. Both guys in McDermott and Gibson can start at Oklahoma City. It's really down to the teams, but certainly going to play key roles. I thought it was a Oklahoma City. Questioning Cameron Payne. I like Laverne's versatility. It's going to be very interesting, but Oklahoma City certainly put themselves in better position to come playoff time in that Western Conference. Shannon Fry with his second three-pointer.
And Mike, everybody has different reasons for a trade. The Lakers got rid of Lou Williams not to help them win, but to help them lose, to keep their draft choice if it's in the top 3. The Bulls may well want into the lottery.
Well, right now, there's 7. There's Payne on the right, Anthony Morrow on the left there. Payne, an interesting player, as Lopez badly misses, but the ball bounces off the head and hands of Irving, so Chicago will get it back. And Payne is only 22 years old. He was a 14th selection back in 2015. Playing back up to Russell Westbrook. He's had foot problems, but he really hasn't played enough to get a handle on just how good he can be. As Butler launches one, can't get it to go. Portis the rebound.
And that's what Chicago does well. They get on that offensive board.
Wade. Oh, pretty move from Dwayne Wade. Wake up, Jeff Van Gundy.
I was just thinking about Wade. You think he brought chicken noodle soup to LeBron today? Because I'm about to get him healed.
Two good friends always enjoy playing each other. Not to be tonight. Shumpert open. Rebound Grant. What doesn't happen to celebrating the game?
I am. I'm celebrating it.
Grant leans in. Nice fake to get rid of Irving. Can't connect. Lopez trying to tip it. Knocks it loose. Picked up by Thompson. Nearly stolen by Butler. Irving gets in the paint. Running shot. Late to the free throw line. First free throws of the game for Cleveland.
Well, Mark Jackson says it all the time. Third best 2 guard of all time. Shows the shot. Dipsy-do. Avoids the shot block. Beautiful finish.
You're still saying that? Third best, right? Absolutely. And that's with all due respect to the great ones. I've played with some of them, and I've witnessed the majority of them. But this guy, what he's done throughout the course of his career, puts him behind the other 2. And for those who haven't heard you, who is number 2?
What?
No, for those who haven't heard him, he has to say who they are.
Have they been born in the NBA era? Kobe Bryant.
Jelly Bean son.
Okay, just want to let the people know.
And with all due respect, it's a gap between the first 2. And I love Dwayne Wade, but he's clearly the third best in my opinion, and those other 2 guys.